Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to look at the iconic guitar solo, the greatest guitar solos ever written, for Jump by Van Halen. So everybody I'm sure knows this one. So this is in standard tuning actually, so we get to play along with the album and have a standard tuned guitar. So which is kind of rare for Van Halen. So we'll start here, 18th fret on the high E string. Slide that down, and then we're going to do this little phrase. So, all right, so what's going on there? We're going to do a 6th fret on the high E string, 9th fret whole step bend on the B. Then you're going to roll the 6th fret from the high E over to the B. Then pull off 9 to 6 on the B. Over to 9 on the G string. Back to the 6th fret on the high E. Then you're going to pull off 9, 8 to 6 on the G string. Then 8. Then 6 on the B, and 6 on the G. All together. All right, now we have some pinch harmonics mixed in with some, regular notes. So we have, so that's going with the 6th fret there. We're doing some bends, and then it's flat sometimes. All right, so those harmonics can be kind of random and hard to get exactly like the album, but. All right, next phrase. All right, so we have a whole step bend at the 6th fret downwards, and then bring it back to release the bend. You got a harmonic on it. Then we're gonna pick 8, 6. Then 8 on the A string, back to 6 on the D. Then you're going to pull off 8, 7, 6 on the A string. Slide down to the 4th fret, hammer on the 6th fret, and pull back off the 4. And do a slight bend when you're holding that last 4. All right. Now we have the tapping run, which is actually probably the easiest part of the solo, even though it sounds insane. But we're going to do, basically we have one pattern that's going to start. Let me play through it real quick, real kind of slow. All right, so what's going on there? We're going to hammer on 6 to 9 on the high E string. Then you got to tap the 13th fret here on the high E. Then we're going to finish this lick by pulling off to the 9th fret, then the 8th, and then the 6th. And when you get back to this 6th, you're going to start over with the hammer on from 6 to 9 again and start the whole thing over. So you're going to do it 3 times. All right, good enough. Now we're going to come over here and hammer on the 9th fret with your pinky, and then hammer on to this 13th fret, and pull that off to the 6th fret. So it's a different pattern. All right, then do the same thing here on the G string, except when you do that final note, you're going to now hammer back on, but hammer up to the 10th fret. So we went hammer 9, 13, 6, 10. So we have all together. And now we're just going to do kind of a normal tapping sequence. Tapping 13, pulling off to 6 on the D string, hammer on 10, and then the same thing on the A. Then pull back off to the 6th fret and do kind of a whole step bend and release. Then we have a kind of a half step. Bend and release there at the 8th fret to 6th, back to the 8th fret. That's on the G string. We have this little rake here. What that's going to be, it's really heavily muted and raked across the strings. You're going to hammer on 8 to 11 on the D, then the 10th fret on the G, 11th fret on the B, and the 8th fret on the high E. Then slide up to the 11 to 13, and then play 9, 11. All right, now the last line here is one of those things where he does a lot, where he'll take the same, just basically the same shape in the left hand and just take it across strings. It doesn't stay in key, but it really has a cool effect. You'll see other players kind of do that too with like a dime bag and stuff like that. So it's basically, we want to start here at the 16th fret on the low E string with your second finger, and then hammer onto the 18th fret with your pinky. All right, that's the only one that's a little different. And then the rest are hammer on 5, 16 to 18. Now on the A string, same thing on the D. So we have all right, now we're going to do that 5, 16, 18 again, all the way from the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. So we have this. Then you're going to hammer on 15 to 16, pull back off to 15 on a high E. And then that keyboard solo comes in. So it's got some interesting licks, some nice legato, some tapping to work on, a lot of harmonics and sped up blues licks and everything. So in that tiny little 10 seconds it takes to play it, or 10, 15 seconds, there's a lot of stuff in it. So I hope you guys enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed playing it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com. Bye-bye.